And CNN contributor and editor of TheNewYorker.com, Nick Thompson. He joins us now from CNN New York. Nick, always good to see you. GM and Lyft, they now have this alliance. Together, they're going to be building this self-driving fleet of cars. So what's going to happen to the Lyft drivers?
Well, this is very interesting. I mean, it's a move that in certain ways goes against the core of Lyft's business, right? Because Lyft is based on all these drivers coming in and driving these cars, and they're moving to a system where there won't be drivers in the cars. And it also goes against GM's interest, right? GM makes cars, and they're moving towards a world where people don't buy cars anymore. There's just a network that drives us around everywhere. So both companies are preparing for a future where the business is very different, and they're relying on the strengths of others, of their partner and the infrastructure partner. So they're sort of merging together to protect against the changes we all know are coming.
So GM is also doing this as a protective move. Is that what you're saying? Just to spell it out again for audience. You know, GM is in the business of selling cars to people. Lyft and Uber and these rideshare programs, they fundamentally challenge that business model. So is GM anticipating and embracing something so it can do it first before its rivals can?
Yes, that's absolutely what's happening. So there are two big changes coming to the automobile industry and to the way we get around, first cities and then the world. The first is that we'll be driven by robots, by autonomous vehicles. The second is that the ownership model is going to change. Instead of everybody having a car in their garage, at least in urban areas, people won't actually own cars anymore. They'll just rely on fleets. Now, when exactly this will happen, we don't know. But GM is preparing for that because in the future they won't sell you one car or two cars. They'll need to be providing you a car for whenever you do get around, but you won't have a vehicle in your garage. So how does GM prepare for that? Well, one of the things they're going to do is partner with Lyft to try to build that infrastructure and to be at the center of that. And every car company, as you say, thinks these things are happening, and they're all preparing for it. They're all doing stuff. They're all moving as quickly as they can.
And there's so many different organizations moving as quickly as they can right now. We have GM and Lyft invested in working together. What does that mean for the others out there, the behemoths like Google, Tesla, and Uber?
Well, this is very interesting. We're going to learn later on today. There's going to be a partnership announced at CES in Las Vegas between Ford and Google. We don't know exactly what it'll be, but there'll be some kind of a big partnership. Uber, working incredibly hard on this, has hired tons of computer scientists. Uber is about 15 times the size of Lyft. They're going to be very deeply involved in this. BMW is working very hard on this. Everybody is pushing. So this just means that there's another competitor that's working fiercely on this and has combined. Two competitors have combined in different ways and in an interesting way. So I imagine that every car company is looking at this deal very carefully and thinking, what does this GM Lyft thing mean for us?
Yeah, and we'll expect another announcement to come up pretty soon. And Nick, we've been talking about this, our driverless future, for quite some time here, a few years. We've just taken another step forward to what's going to be perhaps inevitable. Leave it at that. Nick Thompson, NewYorker.com. As always, thank you very much and take care.
Thank you, Kristie.